Hi, Sven here. In many automations that we build for our clients, it is necessary to extract content from a PDF document that is text that I might want to further process in some other form, for example. And this text extraction works in a variety of different ways. And if you go to Add Module here in Make and Search for PDF, you'll find many PDF services that you can subscribe to on the respective website or use on a pay-per-use basis and so on. But since I already have subscriptions to Cloud Convert and SEO Code Kit, I want to show you how I can do this with these two modules as well, so without having to use an extra PDF service. And what's even cooler, if you use Google, you can actually do the whole thing for free with just a few Google modules. You'll see how that works in just a moment. I'm Sven, I'm an entrepreneur, and I've been working with quality and process optimization for over 30 years. Not just in a professional context, but also in private settings in all areas of life. And much of what I know and can do today, I've learned through experience and trial and error, so I know what really works. In my videos, I want to show you how you can use intelligent process automation profitably for yourself and your business. So let's get started. I have a PDF here. We wrote a white paper on the whole topic of process automation with AI, that is IPA, Intelligent Process Automation. And now, for example, I want to extract the contents in the make scenario. So for this, I got a URL for this document where I can download it directly. And I also defined a file name here, which is simply the current date and time. And I'll use that later to create the documents. In the first part, I go into the Cloud Convert module with the Convert File module. What do I need to do here? Simply set it to import file from URL. Then I enter the URL here. Then I specify what is the input format. That's PDF. The output format is TXT. And then I enter the file name here, appended with cloudconvert.txt. Once that's done, I get a temporary URL as a response, and then I retrieve it using the download file or get a file module. And that actually gives me the data, meaning the text that I have extracted. And then I can simply write that into a Google document and save it in this PDF to text directory so that we can later see what the result is. In the second case, I use the PDF OCR module from Zero Code Kit, where I just enter URL and can then recognize all the contents using OCR. And here too, I do exactly the same thing again. I create a Google document, then use the result here, that is recognize text, and write that into the Google document. The third option, and in my opinion, a really cool approach that maybe not everyone is aware of. First, I use the HTTP module to download the document from this URL, and then I use the upload a file module from Google Drive. And there is a setting in the advanced settings that you might not have seen yet. Specifically, I can specify convert a file here, and then I can use various Google file types. And now I'll just choose a document because I want to create a text document. And with that, I'm basically done, because after this conversion, the text is already available in the Google document. But because it's not quite clean yet, I want to tidy it up. So I simply say extract the text from this document. All I have to do is specify the document ID, and the result of this extraction, that is get content on a document, I then use again, just like in the other two cases with create a document and write it in there. Normally, I would then delete this file, but for now, I'll just leave it as is, so that after the scenario has run, we can see what it has led to and where the differences are. Let's go ahead and run the whole thing. This will take a few seconds, and then we'll take a look at the results. The scenario has run successfully. Now, let's take a look over at Google Drive. And here we can see these 4 documents. That means the first one is the Cloud Convert document. Double click on it. And here, as you can see, the text is also very clearly recognizable. Next, let's open the document from Zero Code Kit. Yes, here you can also see that page 1, page 2, and so on are extracted as well. This means you might be able to process the data a bit more structurally here. since you could, for example, split it up based on these contents and perhaps use it page by page somewhere else. Yes, in principle, the content looks the same here as well. And then we have this Google Drive temp, as I call it, so temporary. This is after the upload. And here you can see, for example, that the image is still included, that all the formatting is still there. And of course, it doesn't look particularly great like this, but at least now all the images are included. So that could also be an option where you say you don't just want the text, but also the content like images and so on to be extracted. And if I then, yes, even here in the table, and if I then take it a step further and say, okay, but I actually only want the text, then we still have Google Drive here. And here it looks almost exactly the same again as with the other two documents. Yes, so 3 ideas or options for converting these PDF documents into text. Take another look at how the individual modules are configured, and maybe you can make good use of it in your own scenarios. See you next time. Bye.